Good morning, guys. We are in Bitola, North Macedonia for a very special strike mission. We're gonna take you along for the ride, but this is a really beautiful little town on the border between Greece and North Macedonia. Let's get going because we need to get a taxi and make it into the undisclosed location. Let's go. All right, so the first challenge is going to find a taxi. They don't take credit cards, so it's a good thing we've got some Macedonian money. We are feeling rich here because €1 is 60 Macedonian money, so we're excited. Let's find a cab and let's keep going. All right, we found a taxi. The driver speaks zero English, but I think we're gonna be okay. Let's go. Thank you, bye-bye. Somehow, we've made it to the Brainchild Lab. It's right behind us. Couldn't be happier to be where everything goes down and where these awesome products are designed and produced. All right, we're here right in front of the door. Brainchild has got their own guard dog and he's staring at me. Hopefully he thinks I'm friendly enough. But anyways, let's knock and hopefully somebody comes out of the door.
And the most important thing is, I'm going to act as I have not seen you before. Rubens, great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
The dog is still, it's ready, huh?
This guy's
good.
Crossed.
Perfect. But he's here to protect the good stuff we're making in there. So should we check it out?
Yeah, let's go before he,
Rudy,
you
agree?
something.
He agrees. Let's go.
Okay, let's get in there.
Let's go. So Rubens, this officially is the place where everything started with Brainchild. That is the place where we convert an idea to a final product. And I'm very happy that I'm able to show you around. Let's go.
Amazing, let's get in there.
Okay.
So after so many hours in the water with some of the Brainchild products, we finally made it to the lab. This is very, very exciting. I mean, we're coming from the GKA World Cup in Mykonos, which you were there too.
Yeah.
And I mean, how special was that? Lorenzo Casati and Leo Casati riding that prototype with Leo taking the world champion. So that prototype was made right here at the Brainchild Lab, correct?
Absolutely. Behind me, and yeah, I think it was very exciting, a little bit exhausting as well. Was tough a couple of days, but yeah, it's a pleasure for me to show you around. It's a pleasure to show you in detail what it actually means to create a product based on an idea, where I always say, like, from the material to the final product.
I'm looking forward to it, but before we actually talk about everything that's going on behind us, where did it all begin? How did the trajectory of Ralf start? Because we love to walk people through that journey up until a massive infrastructure like this.
Well, the journey started long time ago with a broken sewing machine when I was 12 years. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, we not only have sewing machines, we have quite a lot of advanced technology. But for me, it was really the journey from the dream or the idea to create something, learning how to operate, and in the first place, how to repair the broken sewing machine into what we're having. Yeah, like if there's one single spark or yeah, which basically ignited the entire career, and it was a broken sewing machine.
I see a lot of them here. Maybe we should go take a seat in one of them?
Maybe and show you if I still can do it?
Let's go. I'm interested to see. That's where it all started.
Perfect.
All right.
Rubens, let me quickly introduce you to one of our sewing machines over here.
Thank you.
I think this is kind of like where it all started.
I mean, we've had a couple of conversations about your youth, about how your designing career started from a very young age, but it seemed like you from a very early age realized that you had a gift and that you enjoyed getting your hands dirty. Maybe you didn't have the best environment growing up, but I think people would be really interested to hear how it all started for Ralf Groesel before Brainchild was ever in the picture.
So I always was extremely into creating and developing things really from the very, very early stage on. For example, if I was playing with radio-controlled sailplanes, then it was never a ready-to-fly kit. It was really a kit which has to be developed out of, let's say, a couple of hundred pieces. And it was just really that like feeling that this big puzzle ultimately comes alive, creates a product, was there straight from the beginning. And the gift you are referring to was more that, yeah, I have this natural ability to visualize fluids. I was always under the impression that everybody is able to do that. And then later on I figured out not many can do that. Can
you explain what it actually means? What's visualizing a fluid?
Well, it just means that whenever, like for example, you're sitting there, I can just basically see air flowing around you, like creating vortexes. If you have something moving in the wind, then I can predict like how the oscillation, for example, takes place. It's just a different way of actually seeing nature and seeing your environment in general.
And I've seen a picture, I think you were 16, and you were really into paragliders, right? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, well, first of all, it kind of started on a holiday trip when I was 12 with my mother in Bulgaria, here in a neighboring country. And I saw people flying with the very old versions of paragliders. And as I was anyway in radio-controlled sailplanes, I was like, oh, that is fascinating. It's a flexible wing. And that was exactly what triggered my brain and said like, wow, okay, this is really cool to think about flexible wings and how the interaction works like. And I went back when we went back, I asked my mother if she has a sewing machine. She said like, yeah, I have one from back of the old days, like a really, really old one. So what I did is like, I took it from the basement and started repairing it because it was broken in many different ways. It was a machine even not that sophisticated like this one, because that's an industrial sewing machine. But it was fascinating to understand how it works. And then I started to create the patterns for it, to design my own profiles, to really get into the phase of what does it actually mean to create it in order then to feel safer when I'm going to fly it, when I'm going to fly the glider myself.
That's very good. So I think you also told me a story that you showed other people some of your own designs and they could not believe that at such young age you were developing wings that were far ahead of their time.
I went to a trade show when I was 16, to the biggest trade show in paragliding back then. And just showcased what I have done, showcased the platform, so the drawings, based on the computer-aided design, the drawings, and then also a scaled version of it. Ultra complicated, 64 chambers, like a lot of technology in there. And yeah, it was true. Like I went to the big paragliding manufacturers and they basically kicked me off their stand and said like, okay, you know, like it's impossible that a 16-year-old guy barely able to speak. English was horrible for me back then because I always thought that going to school is maybe not 100% necessary. Yeah, it was kind of shocking that they didn't believe me that I was capable. And there was one company which actually thought, okay, hey, it's possible that I did myself. And that was the starting point of my career towards the paragliding industry.
That's an amazing story. So it all starts with the sewing machine. It always starts with paragliding. And then I'd love to hear more about how that story evolves through the course of your designing experience, which ultimately culminates at Brainchild.
The real starting point was being 16, being at the trade show, having the contact to a paragliding company, started to work as a paragliding test pilot for a couple of years. That was the closest thing I could do. And then to go towards the designing. And then, kitesurfing came around. We saw, Armin and I, we saw the movie from the Tronolone brothers, High, on this cassette thingies, really old school. We saw it a million times, and we just told ourselves that we think kitesurfing is cooler than paragliding, and we had to basically progress in there. And also we had the idea that maybe an inflatable soft kite would be the answer to a tube kite. Yeah, so we tried to brought these days the soft kite idea, the paragliding idea towards kitesurfing.
That's such an interesting story, but I think people and myself, we're very interested to know how Ralf has evolved as a designer into your adult years and the core principles that you've held during those years.
Well, then if we are talking about core principles, I think we have to talk about the fact that an idea is worth nothing if you can't make it come true, which basically means you have to create your environment or the environment to make ideas come true. And this is exactly what I have been doing my entire career. But the end result of all the variables, about all the knowledge, about everything what I've learned is basically, here under this roof and the manufacturing side. So let's go check out what we all have to offer, what is actually necessary and required to make ideas come true.
Let's go. I'm excited.